No Keane Schaefer-Baker out there. Is he expected to miss this game and then I guess future games as well?
Yeah, it'd be probably in pretty tough for him this week. We're still doing a deeper dive into exactly, the time on how that recovery is going to look. But, like I said after the game, there's chances that guys are going to have to step up, and the guys are ready for that. But talking with Shafe, we talked with him again this morning, like he does on the field, and like most of our guys do. He's just going to attack the heck out of it, whatever that prognosis is, and when he's ready to go, he'll be out there doing what he does.
Looks like Ajo will get the start this week. He's gone in a few games here already just due to injuries and people getting nicked up, but what have you seen from him that he's ready as a rookie to be a starter?
Yeah, I think the same things we were talking about, just the smaller details of what he has to do as a receiver when he doesn't have the ball. He does all those things correct. We've asked him to move a couple spots, just trying to absorb the playbook, a professional playbook, and he's done really well. So, not something that as a coaching staff, you're like, oh man, we got a kind of a rook going in there. I mean, all of our rookies to this point have been playing really good, and we expect, for him to have that same result.
Yeah, had to move inside because of the smoke. Does moving inside change maybe how you wanted to run practice originally?
Yeah, it's just, very thankful that we do have this as an option. But, as you look around, there's no yard markers and stuff like that. So there's small details of things that, it's not perfect situation, but at the end of it, we still get the looks that we want to get run to prepare for our opponent, and it's just a luxury for us to be able to have this, at the drop of a dime when we have to move. So grateful for that, and grateful for the guys that were just ready to adjust when we had to.
How do you feel about short weeks in the CFL?
It is what it is. I mean, you're talking to a guy that used to go Monday, Friday. So, it's from a player standpoint, and protecting their bodies and stuff. I get that, but the league schedules are what they do, and you have to be prepared because the game's going to happen, and sometimes it's just being the healthier team or whoever preps through the week to understanding a condensed amount of time to prepare for your opponent kind of gives you maybe a little bit of a better edge. But hey man, everybody's got to deal with them, so kind of adapt and conquer.
What's the most important thing you have to give these players during that short week?
I think just really an understanding of what you're already doing, and then also really taking a deep dive in a short amount, condensed time on your opponent, and then kind of mix and match with keeping your guys as healthy as possible. I mean, for us today and how our practice was, it's just another opportunity for those guys to still mentally get those reps and soak them in while also kind of taking care of their legs. So everybody's different from that standpoint. The way that we do it here is just a thought process for us, but I know everybody has different thought process, and I appreciate you.
In a league that is by reputation a passing league, why is it so important to stop the run?
Well, yeah, if everybody would just stand back there, blitz, and just set out the pass rushers and not worried about big D tackles and stuff like that. But when you have a balanced attack to keep people guessing, the run game opens up the pass game, so it doesn't make you so one-dimensional. So yeah, you have to have both. But some teams have been successful with not running the ball a ton, and finding different ways to get their ball catchers to really supplement the run game. So there's different ways to attack it. Everybody's got their own philosophies, but for us here, we're just we believe in having to do both at a high level.
When you see only 302 yards allowed over 6 games and fewer than 4 yards a carry, how pleased are you with that?
Like you're going to find out with me, Rob. Statistics, yeah, they're sweet, but I know it is. You do a great job, but if I just need you to chart the W's and the L's. That's really what it comes down to for us. So everything in between will kind of maybe parlay into the outcome of each game. But that's really the only thing we focus on, is finding ways to put one in the win column.
How nice is it as a coach to see different players getting their hands on the ball in the end zone? Just feels like every guy's kind of had their opportunity so far this year.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of speaks to, you know, Mark and the coaching staff and how they put together those plays, and then guys capitalizing when their opportunity comes. You know, we talk about that all the time. Is everybody will have an opportunity to make a play. You got to make sure that you're prepared to make your play, and we have from that standpoint. And the best part, you know, from an offensive, you know, scope is, you know, one week it's one guy's going off, the next week it's somebody else, but nobody's, you know, panicking. They just know if it's my day, if it's my time, if it's my play, I'm ready to make it. So that's the most encouraging thing.
What was your evaluation of the offensive line when you watched the video?
I thought they did a really good job, man. Again, you know, I know Jacob was the conversation, but, you know, we still had Trevor Reed, still a rookie out there. You know, the Sieves was thrusted into the lineup. So, you know, we've got a lot of moving parts on this roster, but we felt confident since training camp that we had pretty good depth, and these guys are making us look good, you know, but that's their preparation and how much time they spend, you know, outside of the building trying to get everything right, and how much time they spend with their coaches. And they've been doing a tremendous job. I thought they did a really good job versus a pretty dang good front in Winnipeg.
You've talked so much about family this year. It sounds like it'll be a Bertrand Hudon family reunion in Montreal. When you hear that people's families are turning out in that volume to come watch your players play, what does that mean, not only to them, but to the culture that you're trying to build?
Well, it's great. I hope I get to meet most of them, you know, depending on, you know, what kind of schedule they have us on. But you know, anytime, you know, a player gets to go home and see family, that's always awesome. And then seeing all the support, you know, I don't know how many Thomas the Train jerseys are going to be out there, but, you know, there's other guys from out in that area as well. I know the Onyeka family has stuff going on. You know, I know Eau Claire is probably going to have a good dose of people there. I mean, there's so many guys from across the country, you know, being in Canada's game and having so many Canadian players. It's just so cool to be able to go on road trips and really get an understanding. I like just walking the city and asking those guys, the local guys, like, hey, where's your favorite place to go? You know, I don't want to be a tourist, but show me where the locals go. You know, I'm always about food. That's really sad, but that's where it comes down to for me. So it's really cool for the players, but I know it's really cool for their families.
The status of Cody Fajardo up in the air for this week, does that change the defensive game plan at all, if indeed it is Caleb in there?
You know, maybe a little bit, but you know, for the most part, you know, Caleb's been there with Jason going on his second year. You know, things that they asked Cody to do, Caleb has shown to be able to do those things. So I mean, they got options as well. But you know, at the end of it, this team, in my opinion, they're really well coached. They have a strong family as well, and I thought that was very evident, you know, watching them last year, that regardless who's got, you know, their colors on, they got faith in each other. So they kind of have a culture, for lack of a better term, you know, that we're trying to build here. So, you know, they got Caleb, if that's who it is, or if it's Cody. Yeah, I don't think it's going to change the way the team's going to rally around the quarterback. So they're all going to play hard as ever for each other. We gotta be ready to do that.
Awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.